Here's the thing. Most folks aren't set up to jump into this massive AI agent economy that's heading our way. It's supposed to move around $15 trillion by 2028, according to Gartner, this big research company that big businesses listen to when they plan huge tech moves. And guess what? This whole thing basically can't run without crypto. Right now, only a handful of assets are ready for AI agents to actually use them properly. The XRP ledger is shaping up to be one of the big ones, right alongside Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sui, and a couple others. Let me walk you through all this so you get how to think about positioning yourself as everything keeps changing fast. AI agents are about to handle way more money than people do. We're talking serious cash flow here. The bosses at OpenAI, Coinbase, Binance, Google, and even MasterCard are all rushing to build special payment systems just for these agents. It's kind of funny because crypto sometimes gets a bad rap when people mix it with AI. A lot of times you hear AI crypto and think of some sketchy meme coin that's probably going to rug pull everyone. And yeah, a bunch of those are straight up scams. But the real deal is that AI actually needs crypto. It's not optional. These agents are already smart enough to handle their own tasks. They can book flights, buy stuff for inventory, or even hire other agents to help out. The problem? They have no real way to spend money by themselves. They can't just walk into a bank and open an account like a person can. So every big tech company is scrambling to solve this. How do you give software its own wallet with actual money in it? Check out the timeline. Things moved crazy fast. In September 2025, OpenAI turned ChatGPT into a shopping platform using Stripe. Then in November 2025, Google launched their own Buy For Me feature with AI-powered checkouts. February 11, 2026, Coinbase rolled out X402, a payment protocol built so AI agents can pay each other using stablecoins. On March 2nd, MasterCard finished Europe's first ever payment done completely by an AI agent. March 13th, MoonPay launched wallets for AI agents that are secured with Ledger hardware. And on March 17th, Sam Altman's World Liberty Financial, or World, introduced identity checks for AI agents using crypto rails. In just 6 months, pretty much every major player jumped on this new way of handling payments for agents. There are basically two main paths here. One is the everyday stuff where an AI agent shops for you, like Google or Visa and MasterCard setups. You tell it what you want, and it figures out the best way to get it done. But the wilder part that not enough people are talking about is AI agents paying other AI agents. Think about one agent hiring another one for a job, or even an agent buying its own extra computing power or data when it needs more. That gets intense quick. This kind of thing can't run on regular credit cards. Banks demand KYC, showing government ID, proof of address, social security number. Software can't provide any of that stuff. Plus, card companies charge at least 30 cents per transaction. If an agent is making thousands of tiny payments every hour, the fees would explode and the whole system would break. We've got huge projects like Stargate dropping $500 billion into AI infrastructure. Meta put up $135 billion this year, Microsoft $145 billion. Gartner says total AI spending could hit $2.5 trillion just in 2026. All that cash is creating even more agents, and every single one of them needs stablecoins to actually move value around on the internet. They need crypto to make any of it work. Stablecoins are backed by US Treasuries, so the more of them get created and used, the more the government benefits from the activity. The government wants a piece of all that transaction volume, right? This is turning into the biggest infrastructure build-out ever, and at the same time, it's driving the biggest wave of crypto adoption we've seen. AI and crypto aren't just connected, they're stuck together. AI needs crypto for all those tiny microtransactions. Pretty much any new big idea has to happen on a fresh kind of money system. That's exactly where the XRP ledger and Bitcoin fit in. Software companies are getting nervous because AI agents could shake up their whole business. A record 27 US public software companies mentioned AI agents as a real competitive threat in their filings during the first quarter of 2026. That number more than doubled from the second quarter of 2025, and back in the fourth quarter of 2024, only 2 companies even flagged it. Anthropic and OpenAI are putting out super agents that can use regular enterprise software just like humans do, but way faster and without anyone watching over them. These agents could copy existing software or cut down how much companies need to pay for subscriptions because they'll need fewer employees and fewer licenses overall. Investors are already reacting. Look at the software ETF IGV, which is down 21% year to date as people price in the risk. Here's Raoul Pal talking about this new agent economy. He says it's been building for a while, but we're still early. We haven't seen the really big money from pension funds yet because they worry about how wild prices can swing. Companies in the space are still going public and maturing, but now we're realizing the total addressable market is way bigger than anyone thought because of these agents. He points out that the agent side has seen the fastest adoption of any technology ever. OpenClaw, or whatever the exact project, got the most GitHub stars in the shortest time in history. It's moving at lightning speed, and price doesn't always match the real activity right away. But eventually, price catches up to all that economic stuff because it's huge. Raoul says both things can be true at once. We'll go through big changes in the labor force, but a lot of it gets balanced out by all the baby boomers retiring. There are 76 million of them, so it's like replacing a ton of workers naturally. Aging populations are hitting hard in most countries, and the US is actually one of the milder cases. Population growth is slowing everywhere, and productivity has been struggling, so we need solutions like this to keep things steady. It's not going to be as dramatic as some people fear. We'll just adapt to different kinds of work. Kathy Wood from ARK Invest has talked about agentic AI creating a new global monetary system, along with stuff like the Iran situation and how only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. She believes Bitcoin is going to be the most important crypto asset because it's native to the internet. It removes a lot of friction in buying, especially as we shift to agentic AI, where machines buy from other machines. On top of that, it acts as a global monetary system. It's already reacting to world events, stabilizing after that flash crash last October from auto-deleveraging. She thinks the Iran stuff is taking center stage now, and Bitcoin will keep serving as a store of value. We've hit 20 million Bitcoin ever mined, heading to the hard cap of 21 million. Anthony Pompliano sees this new AI agent economy running mostly on Bitcoin. He points to two big drivers for Bitcoin going forward: the supply shocks from halvings and then AI agents. Public companies are already announcing the first agentic financial firms. He thinks both Bitcoin and stablecoins will be the money these agents use. When you watch the demos, the agents spin up wallets and ask themselves where to hold their funds. They can't get a regular bank account, so they go for Bitcoin or stablecoins for transactions. But here's the catch. If everything tries to run only on Bitcoin, and you get a billion transactions trying to hit a network that does about 7 per second, it's going to get super congested. That's where something like the XRP Ledger and other fast networks come in. Autonomous AI agents can already transact with XRP and RLUSD. Agent commerce is showing up on the XRP Ledger through the Virtuals ecosystem. Agents can handle jobs on their own with escrow, get verified by evaluators, and settle things programmatically using T54's X402 facilitator. They can pay natively in XRP and RLUSD right now. Ripple put money into this company along with some partners, and the X402 facilitator from T54AI is already live on the ledger. Brian Armstrong from Coinbase has talked about how long until agentic payments overtake regular human ones. Humans do something like 28,935 payments a second in total, while agentic stuff is just starting at 1.2 or so, but it's going to explode way beyond what people expect in transaction volume. Ripple and its partners look well positioned for that. Then MoonPay dropped the Open Wallet Standard, OWS, open sourcing a secure, local-first protocol. It gives AI agents and developers one simple way to store keys, manage wallets, and sign transactions across every major blockchain. One vault, one interface for every chain. There are around 20 partners involved: MoonPay itself, PayPal, OKX, Ripple, Tron, Solana, Ethereum, Base, Polygon, Sui, Filecoin, Layer 0, Virtuals, Arbitrage, and Circle. Ripple got a front row seat in the standard wallet layer for the whole agent economy. The XRP Ledger is now included by default in whatever AI agents need for holding or moving value across chains. From one BEP39 seed phrase, it derives accounts across 8 chain families, explicitly including the XRP Ledger, along with EVM, Solana, Bitcoin, Cosmos, Tron, TON, Spark, and Filecoin. That means any AI agent tool or framework that plugs in the OWS automatically gets an XRPL address and a unified way to sign stuff. No extra custom work needed for XRPL. If a developer adds OWS to their multi-chain agent setup, the XRP Ledger is just there from day one, not something they have to add later. Combined with OWS, agents can handle XRP on the classic XRPL or on the XRPL EVM sidechain through the same wallet standard. Ripple has really been positioning the XRP Ledger for all this. Most people have no idea how fast this is all happening behind the scenes. AI agents are even going to start creating their own tokens. We've already seen it with projects like OpenClaw. They made their own token super quick. And even before that, some large language model built its own token, maybe to fund something like its own religion. There are wild philosophical angles there, but the point is we're going to see more autonomy. Agents might build their own companies on blockchain rails, list tokens, and trade them with each other and with humans. It sounds wild now, but when you hear it from people deep in the space, it makes you wonder if there's any harm in learning more. Raoul Pal again. If you hold your own crypto and agents take off using crypto everywhere, the value of the whole network goes up. So we get to ride along with the AI economy exploding because it's all running on these rails. The clever part, unlike the regular internet, we can actually own a piece of it through the tokens. It lets regular people participate in an economy where we're not the ones doing the trading or building the companies. The network value just rises, and we benefit by basically doing nothing. It's the same story as people who held Bitcoin long term. More usage, more institutions, network value climbs, and holders win without lifting a finger. Don't sleep on that. A few more bits. Ree Merrick from Ripple posted about taking AI right to the front lines of XRP Ledger security. They're using a more proactive, AI-driven approach to spot and fix vulnerabilities before they hit production. That includes AI-assisted testing, a dedicated red team, and stricter standards for any code changes or amendments. The goal is to make the ledger even more solid as it scales for global payments, tokenized assets, and big institutional stuff. Ripple usually spots trends early, so watching where they're putting effort tells you a lot about where things are headed. AI is about to start spending real money. Stripe, Visa, and MasterCard aren't just talking, they're already building the tools. Stripe is working on protocols so agents can start and finish transactions. Visa is testing setups where AI can shop and pay within limits you set. MasterCard launched tools for businesses to run AI-driven payment flows, and they've worked with Ripple and the XRP Ledger on some of it too. This is real infrastructure going live. AI is becoming an actual player in commerce. When machines start transacting at huge scale, speed, cost, and always-on uptime becomes super important. You want 24/7 settlement that's global by default and cuts out middlemen. It's crazy how powerful these tools feel already. People using something like Claude say it makes them feel like Superman. They get 10 times more done. You can code stuff, build charts with Python even if you don't know Python, whip up websites, or write a massive essay in minutes. One guy made a deal with his AI. They're partners. He's good at spotting patterns and holding big ideas in his head, and the AI helps make sense of it all. They're teaming up where each brings their strengths. Are you using AI yet? A lot of us have been pushing people to start for over a year now. I use it every day. It saves time on research, so I can actually do more with the hours I have.